It's world's famous. Yeah, I said it in my Mr. Magic's voice. The world famous swag in the morning. I am your brother Prince Creed.
And I'm Lady D.
We are in the building right now, celebrating life to the full. And we are excited about every time we just touch this dial.
Absolutely.
We are excited. We the world famous swag. And if we don't say it, you don't. And let me just say this for the record. Lady, tell people what swag stands for.
Swag stands for Say with Amazing Grace.
True. And morning do not mean daytime.
No,
folks.
it do not.
Morning means new hope, new beginning, freedom from being in the darkness. So what's good, everybody? How's everybody feeling out there? I am excited about the verdict. You know, we're celebrating the accountability that happened.
That's right.
That went down. I am super sold out that justice, there's going to be some changes, lady.
Yes, there's going to be some changes. Like they said, justice has not been served yet, but we are headed in the right direction. So guilty verdict for all three is absolutely wonderful. Yeah. 3 guilties is awesome. That was a change. So I'm so glad that, you know, we got this victory, you know. Yeah. I mean, you got victory.
Sort of a victory for the family, really.
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
more cheering for that. You know, I was excited when I heard that Biden actually reached out to the daughter. He was speaking on speakerphone to the daughter of George Floyd.
Right.
That was amazing. That was touching.
Yeah. That's something that's going to be with her for the rest of her life.
Yes.
And I love the fact that they said that, you know, my daddy has changed the world. You know, my daddy is going to change the world. And she can hold, you know, she can go through life knowing that, you know what? Yeah, your daddy changed the world. And, you know, I look at it, you know, even though he is not here anymore. We're sad that he is not here, but he didn't die in vain. There was a change. You know, the change is coming. There is going to be some things that are going to be done a little different. Now, will it be a fight? Absolutely. Right. It's going to be a fight, but they hear us. You know, they're going to start seeing us. So, you know, I'm so glad. I'm glad. And one thing, you know what? I had to have a conversation with Baby J. And I had to explain to her, you know, because she is the one that's very caring. So she's like, oh, I'm happy that he's going to jail, but at the same time, I'm sad he's going to jail. And I had to explain to her that you don't glory in someone's downfall. You know, justice had to be served. He had to pay the consequences for what he did. You know, I'm glad that he went to jail for what he did. I wanted the punishment to be, you know, to serve the crime, you know, because he did what he did, he deserved to go to jail, you know? So I had to explain that to her, you know, why we were happy and how we don't, you know, we don't glorify, you know, someone's downfall, you know, but he had to go. So, you know, having that conversation, and I'm quite sure that there were other parents that had to you know, explain that to their children. I wasn't the only one, but you know, these are the times that we're living in. So it absolutely went down that way. But hey, you know, his daughter can look back.
At least she can be proud. Yes. At least she can feel honored. Yeah. And I was really blown away by finally we got a compassion president.
I'm not even
reach out to people.
Absolutely, to that cares enough to reach. Yeah, to reach out. So it was definitely, you know.
So, lady, you looking real good.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. I am rocking my Reckless T-shirt.
Folks, listen. Yes. Folks, listen. Swag, we always network and we politic and we bring folks in. This designer is a good friend of mine's for years. Mario, Reckless Apparel. Go to recklessshop.com right now. He's just my friend. He's a good friend. Lady, but hold on. You got all that for free, right? I just noticed I don't got no. Look, I got the swag apparel. I got the swag. Stands for Save with Amazing Grace. So I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not hating that he just walked in the house and handed you a whole bag of stuff.
Yeah, he really did. But let me just say this. I think people are starting to see that you kind of, you know, you hate on me a little bit.
Nah, I don't think that's.
I think that's what it is.
You think that's hate?
You be trying to hate on me. You know, you be coming for me, but it's all right. It's all good.
It's not hate, lady.
It's all good. But you know what? Listen, while we doing some shout outs here, let me do this because I do get a lot of things from a lot of people. So I shop, you know, I try to do small businesses. I try to support my own and, you know, those who are starting out. I love to do that. So I am going to shout out Daily Accessories today because I am rocking this bling key. And this key for me, it just stands for, you know, faith is the key. And when I got this from her, you know, we talked about it and it was a conversation piece and I really do love it. So shout out to Daily Accessories. Y'all go and check her out. Check out her Facebook page. And I also got my nice little ring here. So y'all go ahead and every now and then I'm going to be shouting out because I do wear, you know, some jewelry from my friends that sell paparazzi and all that. So I'll be shouting them out as I wear it. So
I appreciate.
Shout out to Daily Accessories.
Yes. They'll appreciate that. I got some good plugs. I'm plugged in with some good people, man. I'm gonna bring them in. And look, lady, you know what? Here's the thing, man. Like, not to say I think we're called to always push people. This Sunday, we're not gonna front. We went outside of the swag box.
Yes, we went outside the box.
Because we here, we doing this and we doing that. But our little brother, our apostle, our pastor, first of all, I'm putting him on blast now because this is our platform. I'm putting him on blast. Yeah. Elder Sean, he's going to get it when I see him.
He going to get it.
I put it on the swag. You can't edit this. And, you know, I'm putting Elder on the blast because he opened his big mouth and now we're hosting the dopest. Yeah, I said it's ministry.
Yeah,
the dopest church on the planet. The Latter Glory Church. We going global. And we the pre and the post show, so I'm putting that out there like that. We're waiting on our guests, and in the meantime, I want to say this, man. Check it out. I brought some singers with me, right? They call it the Artists of War. They're going to sing, but before they do that, I'm going to do this. Check it out. Watch me, haters. Watch me later. See, I'm 4 times 10 plus, so watch my gators. I'm God's win. made in this image, my friend. You can Snapchat, put me all day. My life matters to him. Let's go, man.
And believe the report of man, 'cause it's designed to take you off God's plan. Cancer tried to take mom away, but I prayed, now she's free. My life matters to you, Lord. My life, oh, it may not matter to you, but my life, oh, matters to you, and only you, Lord.
Speak to him, man.
People dying in the street 'cause the color of their skin. So busy hating one another. Can't you see we're brothers and we don't matter to them? I know it sounds hopeless. Trust, I've got good news. Your life is precious in His eyes, and He will help you get through.
Talk to him,
They
Sharice.
think it's over, but it's not. Life can't seem to get you down. So much depression, and you're feeling suicidal. Know that He can turn your life around. You may seem alone, like you don't matter to some. Don't take your life, 'cause you're not done. The best is yet to come. My life matters to you. My life but my life matters to you, and only you, Lord. Young people, put away the guns and please just walk away. Have a healthy conversation and hope to see another day. We have to live together. We have to love each other, because in the end,
First, I want to hear you.
we're all we've got.
Lady, be in the back of us.
Can't let him pull you down now. Can't let him control your mind now. Can't let him hurt you, 'cause he buys you nice things. Can't let him beat you down now. Trust in the Lord and you love yourself even more. My life to you, Lord. My life. Oh, yeah, yeah, my life to you, but my life matters.
Wow.
I love that song.
Me too.
I really do.
love it.
I really do. I love the song, and I think the timing of the song is so amazing. Right now, we all need to know that our lives really, really do matter.
Yes,
You know.
yes.
Yes, all lives matter. Absolutely, all lives matter, because God created all lives. Right? He gave us all lives, so all of our lives do matter. But you know, it's just we're treated a little bit different. So we just want people to realize that our lives really do matter,
Do
just
matter.
like theirs. You know.
Listen, this is the thing. I'm going to re-release it. I'm going to release it on the I have a EP idea, lady. It's called The People versus Virus and Violence.
Okay.
So I'm going to pull the songs that me and Big Fella had the pleasure to write and produce.
Okay.
You're My Friend with Matt Powell from Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm doing My Life Matters, going to come right after that. And then Shaking My Head with Rayani McDonald
Right.
and Excel from Patterson, New Jersey.
Okay.
And then I'm going to close out with One Race United featuring Rayani again, Wade McDonald, Isha Ray from Philly, and Cheryl Pepsi Riley.
Okay.
So we're going to put those songs out, first 4 songs out. My Life Matters is my first inspirational song I've written, and it features Mike, artist, Maya Young. The song to me is dedicated to her mother. Sharice, that's my sister. That's my ride or die.
So you know what? Listen.
You even know that song, lady.
I am. But listen. So While we waiting for our guests, listen, you know how we are, and we can kind of improv and do a few things. And I want to do something, and I know this is going to be this ain't even what you were thinking on tonight, but this is what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen. I have the pleasure of bringing someone to the table this evening. And, we're going to just do a real brief interview real quick. This special guest, and I've known this person for a very, very, very long time. And I've had the pleasure to meet them while we were in grammar school. He was a basketball player and I was a cheerleader. And, we were just friends. We didn't have no kind of connections. There was nothing. So I am going to kind of interview my friend today, my boo, my husband, my best friend. Yes.
First of all,
so we gotta do an impromptu. Yeah, we gotta just go ahead and do a quick interview. Listen, Cree, I got this one today. I got this one. Y'all, I got him. He didn't even, I don't even think he knew who I was talking about. So he got to switch hats. Wait a minute. I'm just going to bring him to the table.
I don't know who I am right now. I just want to.
Yes, but you know what? I feel like So while we're waiting, we're just gonna go ahead and interview you because there's a lot of things that people don't really know about you because you don't really speak those things out. But I'm just gonna bring it to the table today because I want people to know that you are you are fabulous. You're fabulous, and I am so grateful to be a part of your life and hanging out with you and. You drag me along these shenanigans and all of this stuff. So I'm going to, we're going to kind of go that way a little bit. So tell me a little bit about your childhood, like where you come from, how you get started on this road here.
This road right here started from in the hallways.
Uh-huh.
Like
when you was making all that noise?
Not in school 20 or East Side
okay.
High School.
I'm just asking.
Drew Clark spy. But look, it started in the hallways in Alabama Hamilton projects.
Okay.
Like they call it the pound, right? So it started there with me as far as beating on the walls and in the windows. My man Terrence Clifton Tadal, big up to my brother. I know he's out there watching. We used to bang on do the beats on the window.
Uh-huh.
So that's how my rapping stuff started because we used to make up songs. I think
right.
Tadal said on his show out in NC on the radio, he was saying that we started more like at the age of 12.
Okay.
So that's where my journey from hip hop, and then I just kept going. I was the youngest guy trying to rap with the big guys, Lady D. So. From Pastor Mike Bethune, Sundance. And so a lot of these folks just kind of just reeled me in with the music. And then I connected with my big bro, King Son.
Okay.
And then from that part, me and King Son, we toured the world. That's who introduced me to hip hop on the platform, the major league hip hop. And then I had the pleasure to speak with Russell, Leo Cohen's, Kevin Lau, Corey Robbins, who owned Profile Records, and just got in touch with Sweet Tea, Paz K, Light. Like me and Son, we was a part of a lot of connections. And by the way, me and bro working on something on the low.
Okay. Okay. I'm just saying because I just feel like, this was like the most appropriate time to do it. It just dropped to me. So yeah, it just came on because I'm like, you know what? People don't really know. They just know that, you're out and you do these things, you do different things. And I just wanted them to know that this is what you do all the time. Like music is in your blood, right?
It is. Kind of. But you have a special gift. But I guess I'll work it with you later on. But I just love to perform in front of people. I got into acting after that because I realized like sometimes acting a fool, you can really kind of structure that gift.
Right.
So I just started getting into acting classes, taking screenplay writing. And from there, because I felt like no one wasn't really going to put me in their movie or their play.
Right.
Because they typecast people. You short, you this, you that. You know, and so I decided to start writing my own. And acting in a play, Birth of Knowledge, my brother Kevin Sessoms, R.I.P., just kind of brought out a lot of the good things in me. And me and him end up co-writing Birth of Knowledge. You know, now he wrote it, but I kind of came in and tweaked it and got the acting part more structured.
Okay.
And that's what happened. And you put me on blast right now, lady, because I'm normally putting people and pushing them into their purpose. So by you coming at me like this, I want to shout out my sister, Rachel Davis. Look, she's at GenCare Senior Medical Center. She's the member growth consulting. She said, holla at her direct at 757-364-9959. This is a senior care center, GenCare. And so they take care of senior citizens by any means.
Okay.
They are really a good structure company.
Shout out
so
to
shout out
GenCare.
to GenCare with my sister, Rachel Davis. She's rocking the swag shirt this weekend. By the way, y'all can go right now to Swag Media Network. Holler at us for the swag shirts. We are all saved with amazing grace.
Absolutely.
But I don't know what's going on with my guest. The guest, Alysia Joy Powell, supposed to be in the building. She popped in a waiting room, but I'm not for sure if she's experiencing some technical difficulties. In the meantime, in between time, I got the power to play my songs. You're listening to the swag. World famous.
You're a dream killer. You should dream like me. I lift myself up. Time waster, all you will be. I got my own, oh my own. Why you pulling on me? You shouldn't play yourself. You should live hate free. Got my fist real tight. I'm ready for a fight. You pushing me and mocking me. You know that it ain't right. Hold on to my dreams, make them reality. Standing on
This portion of the swag is powered by Reckless. Go right now. My man Mario D is waiting. RecklessShop.com. Lady D's got it on. She got all the free stuff, y'all. We waiting on Alysia Joy Powell.
You can unfriend me now. I wanna say thanks. It's all because of you. I'm walking in his plan, and God's unchanging hand. He gave me style, gave me swag. That's why I give him praise.
Check it out. I brought some things with me, right? All right. So, Lady D,
What's
I
up?
appreciate the interview. And I'm going to interview you next week. I got Lady D's going to be on next week.
She busy.
She's busy.
Yeah, she busy.
Hey, you know what? Let me just flash back to the George Floyd.
Okay.
You know I'm in CNN. I'm a CNN fanatic.
Oh my God, yes.
Besides me and my father-in-law. I don't know if he might be a little worse. But I was listening, and Nancy Pelosi said George Floyd was a sacrifice.
Uh-huh.
Took that kind of wrong.
Okay.
She said he was a sacrifice. Now, maybe she could have chosen another type of word. So I want people that's on our live to tell us what they think about Nancy Pelosi's statement. George Floyd was a sacrifice. It's not as if he went to that spot and said, hey, get on my neck. God is saying, or maybe she's trying to mean something else, lady. What do you think?
Well, you know what? I didn't hear it, and I didn't hear the way that it came across. But for me, I can see what I can see. I look at it from this way. Was he a sacrifice? Yeah. You know, because he sacrificed his life. You know, he didn't do it intentionally, but you know that because of what he has gone through, now there are things that are coming, out of what he's gone through. So we can look at it that way, because I don't want people to to look at it as, I think we have to be careful and be mindful, because a lot of times we can take things, because of how sensitive we are right now in this time, we can take things and we can take them out of context. So I'm looking at it as though she meant that, he's the one who had to go through this in order for us to get to where we are now. There was the other ones that went before him, and they were still fighting. But this one right here, it was it, So I'm a look at it that way and say that that's what she meant by that. But I didn't hear it, so I'm going to take it that way.
Yeah. I mean, I understand in a way that what you mean by that. Mm-hmm. Like I really do. So at first I was like, sacrifice?
Right.
Who's in your live, lady?
Well, I have Miss Lee Morton, who is in my live. Hey, Lee, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I have Demetria. Hey, Demetria, I thank you for joining us. I have Allison, and we have our own Jira. She is hanging out with us today, so I thank you all for doing that. You know what? Y'all can go ahead and y'all can comment, and we can conversate with you this way. So I thank y'all for taking time to just hang out with us.
Oh, well, see, I was trying to find.
You was trying to find.
Okay, there we go. All right, so I was trying to find my people.
That's what happened when you multitask.
I think our guest is here, lady.
Yes, we have our guest here.
So we're going to run right into it. And see, this is the thing. Y'all beautiful queens got to always go and look good. That's the problem. I'm pretty sure she went and got dapped up, prettied up, and all of that stuff. That's the problem. This is why I need to get Tank, get my brother Levi and Blackstreet up here. I don't need all the pretty queens. The queens take too much. So you got to get a makeup. But you the same way, lady. Trust me. We would have been late with her, but I'm not going to get on blast because you're excited about her. So, yes. And I got to follow the rules of you.
There you go.
You get on my nerves. Ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado.
Yes.
This woman is incredible.
Yes, I am going to do.
I would have stopped all interviews.
Let me do this one real quick. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read her bio. Let me just tell y'all that we have a fabulous woman with us today, an awesome woman who is doing some great things, right? We have Miss Alysia Joy Powell. She's a native of Southern California, born of two parents who met in an acting class. However, starting her entertainment career late in her 20s with gospel music. First as an artist, singing with the likes of Richard Smallwood, Yolanda Adams, and GMWA, and singing backup for the artists like Mary J. Blige before managing artists. She then realized her childhood dream of acting, having a 20-year career in film, TV, and stage. Everybody Hates Chris, The Sitter, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, etc. Alysia recently recurred on NBC's The Mysteries of Laura as Nanny Alysia with Deborah Messing and Laz Alonso, which can be seen on Netflix and Hulu. Her latest credits are Billions of Showtime, Bull on CBS, Pose on FX, and the 7th season of Orange is the New cast as Gwendolyn Capers. She gives a riveting performance in the new film about Chicago's Black Panther chief, Fred Hampton, and Judas and the Black Messiah from Warner Brothers. She is pursuing her talents behind the camera as well. As a director and writer, the new web series for EBC, St. James Place, and co-director, actress for the TV pilot, Boys and Girls. She is also working on her one-woman show, Different Shades of Love.
Oh my gosh.
I love that, okay?
She said one.
Different shades. Okay. One woman show.
You back up, you out of there. No, I don't need you. You just, no.
That's it. She can do this by herself?
Selfie, okay, baby. Okay. I love it. I'm loving it.
Different Shades of Love is what it's called, which was featured in Emerging Artists Festival. She is patiently waiting to see what God has for her next as she explores her other gifts and talents such as screenwriting, stand-up, and creating her jewelry and clothing line. Everyone, welcome to our stage, Miss Alysia Joy Powell.
Oh
Hello, Queen.
my
How are you?
God. Oh my God, lady.
I ran over
Are you
here.
kidding me?
I was in a screening for the women's essence luncheon. So I was running over here from that.
We accept that.
Yeah. How y'all doing?
We're doing great. We're doing great. So happy to have you. Thank you so much because you sound like you are a very busy woman.
Yeah.
So we thank you for taking the time out just to hang out with us and to grace us with your presence. We appreciate you.
I'm a big fan.
Are you
I'm
really?
excited. Yes, I am. So I was telling my plug guests, look, I can come in now, but I'm still waiting. Lady D she created a made up interviewing me. Like she was like, I'm just gonna interview my husband today and we're gonna pass this time because
That's it.
I know how much you want her in. I'm excited. I was so nervous, right? And I celebrate people's gifts, lady.
Absolutely.
Because you be like, honey, you ain't got no question. I'm like, I normally study this, and I'm like, you just read a bio, and we just gonna give her the stage because I am excited. I celebrate my Black queens or anyone with the gift as of yours. Welcome, sister.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
I'm honored. Thank you for having me.
So, how have you been going since this pandemic came about? So, how's things been going?
It's been a mix. And socially things are going on that are crazy. It's been an emotional roller coaster, really it has. And my whole family is in California and I'm the only one here. So that's been something too. Living by yourself. I have 2 babies, 2 cats that keep me company. But I'm ready to get to work. I'm like, oh my God, where's the work? Where's the work? Just shot the last OGs a couple of weeks ago, and they decided to keep me. So I am officially Miss Yvette on the last OG.
Yes.
All right, I'm a fan, and lady know I love these buttons. All right, let me stop. Okay, go ahead.
I love me some Tracy Morgan.
Me too.
We had an amazing time together. We have great chemistry, so I was happy about that. And then had a family reunion kind of a thing with Ali Leroy, who's the director, who was also the director on Everybody Hates Chris and who's been around forever. When I got to the set, it was so funny. He's like, how far back do we go? I said 20 plus years. I would say like 25 years. I've been in Brooklyn for 17, so
Wow.
it's, when you're able to be in this business and be able to still have great relationships after,
Yes.
such a long time, it's a blessing,
Yes,
it's a
indeed.
blessing.
You are
I ain't got
truly
to dodge
blessed.
nobody. I been good to the folks, so I ain't got to dodge nobody.
There you go.
Alysia Joy. I love her middle name. I was about to say Joy because you have that joy on your face.
Yeah.
That smile, that pretty smile, those hidden dimples. Lady, I'm flirting, right? So yeah.
It's okay.
Okay. You had Tony Terry up here flirting with him. So I got my flirt. Anyway, I am so blown away. Me and Lady was like looking over your bio. One of the things that we have, both of us, we act, we write, and we, that's our vibe. Like this, both of us does do those things. But we saw your bio, Lady, like both parents.
Mm-hmm.
It's just,
Yeah.
How was that? How was that living with 2 parents that are actors? So what was your house like? What was it like?
Actually, I had one parent who was an actor. My mom is a therapist. She's a clinical therapist now.
Okay.
So my dad was the one who continued with his career. And just seeing him, he was an awesome talent, but it was difficult for him around that time because the options weren't very good. If you didn't want to be a pimp, a slave, angry black man, or it was difficult, and he got very disillusioned with the business. So I feel like I have made some strides where he wasn't able to. So
Okay.
I do my career in his honor, and he passed away in June, the end of May. of this past year. So I'm missing my hero, but I'm
Absolutely.
on in his name, you know.
Yeah, he has to be proud though. You took it on and you ran with it and you're doing such an amazing job with it. So I know he's looking down and he's smiling. He got to be the happiest one right now, you know? So, you said you got your start a little late. You started in your 20s. How did you get into it? Was it a door that that was open because your dad was there, or did you have to go through
Oh,
some things to get to where you at?
oh no. My parents did not want me to have anything to do with the business at all. God just brought me full circle with my gifts because I grew up just wanting to do that. I wanted to sing, I wanted to dance, I wanted to write. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to follow my dad's footsteps, and they were like, no, you know. I grew up very innocent. I came into this world very open, very innocent, and they just didn't think that was a place, for me to dwell or to play,
Right.
because they knew what the business was. But one thing they really did was teach me about the business. Well, I was very clear about how things worked, and that was a gift and a blessing for me. But no, it wasn't until late. Actually, I went through the music industry first and
Mm-hmm.
then ended up coming back full circle to acting. So yeah, I'm very much
Let's
a
talk
late
about the
bloomer
music
for
business.
that. Ooh.
Let's talk about that because that's my area of expertise. I'm reading a bio and it says gospel music. I'm like, okay, stop. What
Yeah,
did
I
she
started
do?
in gospel. Yeah,
How did that
that
all
was a
start?
you know what? It sounds crazy sometimes, but I can only credit God for all of my elevations and for everything that's happened to me. I was literally, my mother and I, for the first time in my life, we went to the same church and we were in the choir together. And so I was singing, and the choir director was like, you right there. And I'm like, oh, we're in a choir full of like 50 people. I was like, who are you talking about? He said, you, I need to see you afterwards. Your voice is amazing. And I was like, come on, like for real. He was like, no, your voice is truly amazing, and I need to introduce you to some people. And he basically introduced me to the LA chapter of the Gospel Music Workshop of America. At that time, it was under the direction of Rodina Preston, Billy Preston's sister, who is a diva. I mean, man, she was a lady among ladies, and she could play the hell out of a piano.
Wow.
And that was my introduction into gospel music. And then, we started traveling and doing all kinds of things. And because I've always been acumen to business, there were a couple of people who took me under their wing. And I'm also really, really good at networking and putting people together. That person, let me hook you up with that person, and kind of connecting dots like that. And somebody offered for me to manage artists.
Oh wow.
I managed Chris Bolton. Chris Bolton just left this earth, who is an amazing gospel artist and R&B artist as well in his own right, and an amazing theater actor. He did a lot of David Talbert's plays.
Mm-hmm.
I know
Wow.
David Talbert when he first got started. There's a lot of people I started in this industry with that right now are just amazing people. Yeah.
So you are a networker. You are a Velcro. People attracts to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
That's what the
Yeah.
spirit is saying right now.
Yeah.
You are
Yeah.
you are a magnet to gifts. You draw a lot of people into you.
I am, and
Yeah.
which is why I love teaching. I love teaching because I feel like what I have gained, the knowledge that I gave, doesn't belong to me. It's for
Absolutely.
me to pass it on for the ones who want to pay attention. The babies
Yeah.
these days, they feel like they know everything. They don't need no help with anything at all. They're just doing it, and you have to instill in them that this is business. This
Yeah.
is business. The babies are like, I'm in the studio, I'm recording. I was like, well, did you register your music? Because If you didn't, you just in the studio. That's all you're doing. You don't own your music. You know, and then just to hear, like Taylor Swift doesn't even own her music. Like that's like shocking. And they know what to do with us. We're so excited to share our talents that we don't take time to know about the business. So I tell everybody, please read Kashif's book. It's a very simple, stupid read, but he breaks it all down, and he tells it like in a story form. So you'll be entertained and get knowledge at the same time.
Right.
That's
you
right.
ask them a basic question like, how many points off of dollar you getting? And they say, I'm getting a whole dollar. Okay, baby.
Really? No, you're not.
And Michael Jackson only got 6 cents off a dollar. So what you getting? I don't know.
Right.
Especially now, streaming and things
you have to know the business of your art, and we can no longer. It's certain people when you think about in history. Ma Rainey is one. Sam Cooke is another. Ray Charles is one. James Brown. People who knew their worth, people who had, publishing companies. James Cleveland had his own publishing company, those people who knew about the business as well as took care of their art. Because that's the only way that we could take care of our art is if we,
Facts.
We can't keep giving it away. And
that's right.
We, half of being in this industry of any kind of entertainment is the education of.
That's right. Hey, Miss Joy, I love the Joy. Alysia, how is it working on this film?
My mommy wouldn't let him name me anything else, but he got the middle name. So you ain't gonna mess up my kids. I got the first names. You can do the middle name.
You see why Lady D read the bio, right? I'll be messing names.
He does mess names up.
Alysia.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for saying it right.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Who, me or her? Hold on. First of all, I said it right.
You did say it right.
I was calling Tony. And I know Tony for a minute. Like I was calling Tony. Anyway, working on the film Judas and the Black Messiah. You play who? It's Pauline Winters. How was that experience?
Okay, so y'all been doing your homework to know her first name. You must have been listening to some
Yeah.
That ain't nowhere on written on record.
Yeah.
You gotta do your homework.
Especially you coming equipped. I was like, we can't be blowing this one. Like, I don't care if I had this person on, that person on, this person on.
That's right.
Yeah, Michael Nolan. Nolan with the E. That's how you talk, like, direct, like, look.
It was such an amazing ride. I can tell you, the 25 years that I've been in this business, this is the most proud I've ever been of any project that I've done. It is Black excellence from top to bottom, starting with Charles King and Ryan Coogler, who I am praying gets Best Picture just because they just deserve to get producers credit for the work that they've done and making history as the first Black producing team in the history of being nominated for Oscars. They are excellence personified. They are what Hollywood needs right now. They are the truth. And then our fearless leader, Shaka King. Who's a visionary, who's a gentleman, who is a lover of his people. He's an activist. He's just so many things. He's just amazing. I'm missing my cast right now because I opted not to go to LA. So everybody is in LA doing their thing. So I send my blessings to them. But this journey was definitely, I definitely gained more than a paycheck on this one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That speaks volumes,
Yes, indeed.
That speaks volumes when you look, you can look beyond the money you look beyond that, and it's the experience, and it's the things that you learn, it's the relationships that you built, it's the message that you guys send out. So that speaks in volumes.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
and knowing Chairman Fred Jr. and Mama
Yes.
Akua, talking to all the families. Mark Clark's family reached out to me, and I am in very good communication with Jake Winter's family, and then even connecting them together. It's been an experience. It's been
Yes.
an experience, and
Yes.
it's like, you read history in history books, and this was history come to life for me. To hear that, to talk to the cousin who helped prepare Jake's body for his funeral, to hear, what his mom said, to meet his sister, um,
So you had to meet her moms. You met Miss Winters?
no, I didn't, but just hearing what she said about the experience.
Wow.
They riddled his body with so many bullets, Jake, that she could put her fist where his heart should be.
Oh, wow.
Just the hatred for an 18-year-old boy.
Yeah.
The hatred that the police had for an 18-year-old boy, and his name still reeks fear in Chicago. Chairman Fred, they still shoot up his headstone, and it's not even in Chicago. It's in the South. They every year to today, on the anniversary of his death, they shoot up his headstone.
Wow.
Yeah,
We got to bring you back.
and we talk about police brutality and defunding the police and all this stuff. You have to understand the system that it's built on. From slavery, nothing has changed.
Right.
The mentality has not changed since slavery. We've carried that over.
Yeah.
The humiliation that you have to they impart on us when they stop us. What is that about?
Yes.
What is dehumanizing a person because you stop them for littering? I just saw something today where these police officers plummeted this guy, and they originally stopped him for littering. Like, why? Why do I have to get out of my car for that?
Yeah.
Gotta change.
Why stopping me for littering? When do people go to jail and get arrested for littering? I don't know when that is,
Right.
And then, we have to watch ourselves, how we're brainwashed too. Watch I didn't really watch the video. I just, know facts of the case. But the 15-year-old that was, shot by police recently. And you hear people's comments. Well, she had a knife. Well, I mean, Dylan Roof had a rifle and killed people.
Right.
And they weren't threatened. They went right up to him, handcuffed him, took the gun out of his hand. He lived and went to Burger King afterwards.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
a 14-year-old girl in her chest 4 times, and she's the one who called the police because they came to her house to jump her. A group of girls came to jump her, and people say, well, her dad was kicking girls in the face. Yeah, because this is the aftermath of being jumped by a group of girls. He was trying to defend his daughter. She's at home.
Right.
And instead of even asking a question, you jump out your car and you shoot. A white woman called the police in LA and reported her boyfriend beating her. So the police roll up. There's a black man taking his trash out, and they jump on him. And you can hear them when they get out of their car saying, that's probably him. And these were white people. These were not even, it was a white man that they were looking for. It was a white man they were looking for, and a white woman they called. And he kept saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doing this to me? It's probably my neighbors upstairs because they were fighting. And they never stopped. They never stopped to check with the neighbor. They never called the neighbor. They on him.
Alysia,
Wow.
we got to bring you back. When can we bring you back? When can we get the full Monty.
Yeah, there's a
lot of
more,
stuff
yeah.
I gotta speak or Lady D had in line for you, but time is pressing. I definitely love your energy, your smile, and your whole thing about you. I am a fan. Right now, this is when we hand you the stage and you tell people what you want to know and what they need to know about you, AJP.
AJP.
The stage is yours, Queen.
I'm just a free spirit who God has given many gifts. So I'm incredibly humbled and grateful for that, because I don't know if I kept getting in line or what happened, but he just kept giving them to me. And I'm trying to do all that I can with all of them. You know, I also make jewelry. I'm working on a clothing line. I write, and right now I'm helping a childhood friend of mine produce a film on an icon. I got a couple of hats, but I'm still not busy enough. You know, I need some things to happen. So all this time that I've been in the business, I feel like I'm just starting, you know, because things are just starting to rise for me, which is funny because, you know, if I had a counterpart, you know, she'd be a lot further than I am, but I enjoy the ride. And you know what? I just realized that recently doing these interviews, somebody said, I looked at your resume and I'm like, oh my God, like if you were white, like you'd be, you know, and I was like, wow, I didn't realize that. I've been grinding for so long, like trying to knock down the door, you know. I didn't look back, you know. So, you know, I'm incredibly grateful for the gifts that God has bestowed on me. And I use them to the utmost power that I have inside of me. And I am anxious to see what God has for me next. And I'm excited about the future. I am incredibly excited about we as a people, what we are bringing to the table, baby. The Oscars, baby. Come on, we came through this.
It's coming. Ladies and gentlemen,
oh
the world.
God. We are telling some amazing stories.
Yes.
What I implore your audience to do is support, baby. Support. When somebody is in a fire and somebody yells fire and people run, don't nobody ask who started the fire.
That's right. That's right.
Come on. Why we got to ask who in it? Or who did this? Why they talking about this? They didn't do that right. Ain't nobody asking about that when you yell fire. You just run. Come on, run for us.
Oh, wow.
That's beautiful.
Come on, run for us. So ain't nobody else running for us. Come on. You can't be proud of nobody. Be proud of us. Somebody Charles King put his money where his mouth was. He paid for half of this project.
Wow.
He put up half the money for this project. And then Warner Brothers came in. You know?
And then
I'm just saying, come on, give us some smoke, baby. Your people out here are doing the most of the most. We telling stories.
Yes, indeed.
Support us so we can support you.
That's right.
Queen, we appreciate your talent.
You know,
we appreciate your gift. We appreciate your smile. We love you right now. You are an adopted sister of ours.
And we're definitely bringing you back.
Ladies and gentlemen, and we say this, the stage is yours always. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. We're going to continue to support you. Ladies and gentlemen, Alysia Joy Powell, I call her AJP. Listening to the swag. This world's famous. Yeah, I said it in my Mr. Magic's voice. The world famous swag in the morning. And right now, I'm bringing in the plug. I'm about to plug people in.
That's
right. About to get plugged. We're running a little bit behind, and I'm not going to waste my time because this is important to plug this next guest.
Yes.
This next guest, I get up in the morning, she got these lives and she be going in. I'm like, lady, you be slick.
I be knocked out. Really?
Yeah, you be doing that. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, you do that. You do that all the time.
But who's on our plug? Who's on our plug today?
I'm trying to tell you, man, this wonderful woman. Ladies and gentlemen, Look, K Goody.
Hey,
Right?
Goody. I like the name. I like the name. I like the name. Hey,
I want to
Goody.
get the government there. I said, send your bio. She ain't even sent it, right? But I'm just saying, K Goody. It's K Goody. And that's how it's
Only
going to
for
be.
when you signing checks and royalties, you can get that. But other than that,
Welcome to the swag. This is a segment we call the plug, where we put the plug in you. We plug you. We don't be fake about it. You know, you're saying stick a D battery in you, and no. We put the plug, the electricity into that artist, that gift, that talent, so that we can let you know your gift is needed. How are you doing, Queen? How are you going today?
I am blessed and highly favored. Thank you so much for asking. How are you all doing?
We're great.
We're doing great. We're doing good. We're doing fine. So we're going to hand you the stage also, because you waited patiently, and I know you have a lot. First of all, your morning message on live this morning, right, where you were saying don't let nobody get your happiness. If that's a replay, I need you to talk about that, because, lady, I'm telling you, I loved it. She said, do not give away your happiness. I'm saying it probably wrong. I guess I'm always wrong, right?
You probably let her do it.
Let her do it. I want to introduce her.
Okay, introduce it.
Hey, Queen, talk about your live this morning. What was that all about? Like, seriously.
Well, every day, I take a moment before I enter into the world and I meditate. At least 15 minutes. I take some time to myself and think about the things that I want to manifest to that day. Things that I want to get through, progressions that I want to make within myself and my career and my lifestyle. And I do things intentionally to bring myself closer to the end result that I choose to try to get or manifest or whatever. And this morning when I was listening in, I kept hearing it over and over that somebody else's happiness is not my responsibility. And that, to me, it resonated on so many levels, because I know I spent a large portion of my life focusing my movements based on how it will interrupt somebody else's happiness. And I think it's important for us as people to understand that that's too much responsibility for you, for one. And God didn't give you that cross. He never told you that it was your job to ensure that your loved ones, your husband, your wife, your son, your daughter is happy. That is something that you should be able to fulfill on your own. How can you tell somebody what makes you happy if you don't know what makes you happy without them?
Wow.
So the goal is just to make sure I empower anybody that I come across, so they understand that the power of the tongue is so powerful, it's so mighty. And if you don't remember to speak life over yourself, nobody else is going to remember to do it for you.
Right.
So it's important to teach people how to love you, teach people how they could be of service to you, because if you're not being of service to yourself, nobody else will know how to love you.
Wow, that's awesome.
That is awesome. See, that this morning I was like, I had to put it on repeat. Like I just had to go back into it before my morning inspiration, lady. I go in and I saw K Goody. I'm like, yo, and she raw. She's like, look, I ain't got my makeup on. Y'all know how I do. I don't come up here like this, but I just got to release it from my spirit.
Right.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That energy. First of all, when I got a whiff of her, right, following on social media, at first I was like, she's more than just her product. Mm-hmm. She got K Goody Designs, K Goody Collection, I believe, right? And I'm like, I wonder, the world gonna know what that is. I'm gonna ask her what that's about. But I felt something more from her. I saw books. I saw manuscripts, certain items that she would leave this earth with people, because she was not only coming as an entrepreneur, right? She was coming as a messenger. And I said, man, okay, so when I interview her, I want to tell her that, and I'm saying it now to our 4,000 or 5,000 viewers, that this sister is more than just that product. I believe it. I believe your call. I believe that product is meant to draw people to you for this reason, of a certain level of ministry. And so when we say swag, it means swag, right? You a designer, you swagged out, but it's saved with amazing grace. I don't care what set you claiming or who you're a part of. It's all about his grace. So now let's skip in this, talk about your business I know it's more than just one thing you do. Tell people
Oh,
where
yeah.
you are, who you are, where you're from, and what's your business. Let's get you're going to be plugged.
Okay, well, I am Kay Goody, the natural hair guru. So when it comes to the coils, can't nobody check me. That is what I do on a day-to-day basis. But the core value of my brand is to help to reshape the narrative of what Black beauty is, to remind people that there is life after a DC number. So I also started the campaign from inmate to influence that has shape shift from clubhouse meetings into now we're filming my biopic web series. I also help with different community outreach programs and make sure every year that I do host a Make It Plain event. And that's a vision board party. It's free to the community. I offer childcare, food, all the supplies because I think it's important for you to always start your season with intention, not just a plan, but intention. So you need to make sure you set yourself in a way that you're going to be able to not only set some goals but achieve them. Because I think that's the most important thing that people run out of. They get stuck on their knees instead of getting up and running. A lot of times people don't realize that there are so many things that you allow to be obstacles in your life have already been conquered. It's just a matter of you believing in yourself enough to push forward and push through. Um, a little bit of my testimony. Originally, when I started my business, I was a fugitive on the run. And I say that because I want to be clear. There's somebody who's sitting in the audience whose son, nephew, cousin, sister, brother, even maybe yourself has dealt with the traumas of incarceration. And those things sometimes can put a stagnant hold on a person and make you feel like there is no future. And if somebody said something to me, my girl Yaya, Yana Palmer, you guys have actually interviewed her. She's from season 2 of Trap King.
Mm-hmm.
She actually said something prolific to me, and it really resonated with me by saying that I had enough gumption that in the middle of the storm to still seek out a future. And I'm saying that because I think it's important for people to know that regardless of what barricades that may come in front of you, you never know what God may have planned for you. If He gave you the vision, He already made the provision. So it's up to you to step on it. And if you don't step on it, you're going to be sitting in the corner mad because somebody else is living in your breakthrough. Because it's going to happen whether you follow through on it or not. The choice is yours. He gave you the vision, so make sure you go ahead and move on it.
Wow. Wow. So let me just go back for a second so I can make sure I heard you right. You said when you started your business, you were a fugitive. Did you
Yes,
say
ma'am.
that?
Yes, ma'am. My clearance didn't happen until the end of 2018, right? 2000, the end of 2018 is when the clearance actually started. The statute of limitations on the warrant did not run out until 2019. So the entirety time when I opened my business, I didn't even have a picture ID. And I kept asking God, like, how am I supposed to do this? And he kept saying, everything is there, everything is prepared. So there was no reason for me to feel in at least with fearful. I mean, literally, I even got pulled over by police driving with no license.
Oh wow.
So and I'm saying that not to say that I'm just so that slick. I'm saying that
Absolutely.
to say that God protected me and shielded me in so many ways that I know it was nothing physically that I could have done. It's not nothing my husband could have done. It's nothing
Right.
that anybody around me could have done. This was already my purpose, and I was obedient. So every move that I make is not something that I do because I think of it in my mind. I'm like, oh yeah, I think this will be fun. No, this was not
Right.
what I wanted. This
Right.
was literally just my opportunity at redemption because I knew that if I continued on the path that I was going on, I was not going to end up either but two places, either in jail, in prison for the rest of my life or dead. And I actually finally had somebody in my life that believed in me. You know what I'm saying? That saw me past being a dope girl. That saw
Right.
something in me more than that. That had faith in me to say, you know what? Put that down. I'm gonna work, and I want you to focus on something else and try it. And if it don't work, then you can spend the rest of your life being Griselda Blanco. But I want you to try. And I tried, and that first year of business, I made close to 6 figures. So I had to open up an LLC. And the
Yeah.
following year, I literally was 4 grand away from hitting 100,000 the next year. And that's when I was able to get my products. By the end of the first year, my products were on the shelf in the local beauty supplies and all over the United States. And by the second
Wow.
year, it was on Walmart.com. Now, by this time, I had already published 2 books. I had already been asked to speak in churches. And a lot of people don't know I am an ordained minister, but I know that my word is not for everybody because I
That's
don't
right.
mind cussing. You know what I'm saying?
Sound like us.
If that were, if an F-bomb is necessary, that's what you're going to get. You're going to take the tea, okay? But that's the reason why I'm very cautious in the way that I move. I make sure that I'm very transparent in saying that I went from inmate to influence. I'm a retired street pharmaceutical representative, and I wear my DC number like a badge of honor because I want somebody else out there to get off of their behind and understand that there is a life after a DC number.
Absolutely. And the reason why I brought that out is not to just to highlight that, but I wanted people to understand, the ones that heard it, to understand that even in the midst of all of that, God still had purpose for you. And as you followed what you believed he was saying to you, your purpose was being fulfilled. And look at where you are now. So we really have no excuse not to do the things that God has purposed us for, because if he purposed you for it, you said it, he's going to give you provision, and he did just that. So I just want people who are watching and who are listening to understand that there is really no excuse. No excuse. And you're a testament to that. So I'm thanking you for being so transparent, because you didn't have to, but I believe that transparency will, it nudges people, it gets people attention because they want to see somebody that looks just like them.
Yeah.
And it's so important that they see and understand that, you know what, I've been there. I've done that. I've done something wrong in my life, but still there's something that I can do.
Prison reform and re-entry programs are not well represented, especially for women. A lot of times women are pushed aside and made to believe like, oh, she just went to jail for her boyfriend, or or most of the time they got programs for addicts, but they don't ever address the people that are out there selling to those addicts. And just as much as they have an addiction to cocaine, us as the suppliers have an addiction to the fast money. We have an addiction to the lifestyle. We have an addiction to all of the things that come along with it. And then, unfortunately, there are some people who are in the streets who have an addiction to the drugs too, but are too embarrassed to even step forward and say anything because they don't want to be ostracized or anything like that. So it's important for people who have experienced that type of the road to stand up and say something, so that way somebody else can be inspired. The Lord did not allow you to get to your platform for you to keep it and be selfish for yourself. He put you in that position for you to share that platform. And this is the reason why every time I go out, any platform that I have, I make sure that I mention that and I offer opportunities for advancement. That's the reason why I sat down. The biggest compromise I had for myself was I didn't know anything about running a legitimate business. Now, I can say the reason I didn't do as much prison time as I could have done is because I always kept a business going to clean my money. But for me to know how to run a business where I'm paying taxes on time, and what things need to be done to make sure that I'm cooperating with the law. So outside of what warrants I was already imposed upon me, that I wasn't giving them any other reason to mess with me.
Right.
So once I finished that, I sat down and I created a workbook. I actually went in Canva. I created all the clip art, all of the actual information. So that way it's very cognitive to walk you through the process from visualizing opening up a business all the way into the doors of Walmart. Because the reason why I was one of the first, I believe I am actual first Black-owned handmade products that Walmart.com distributes on their platform. But the reason why they chose me is because I had all of the footwork done. I had my Dun and Bradstreet number. I was minority business certified. I had everything in place. So when they ask those cognitive questions that a lot of times small business owners don't have those answers to, I was already in play. And literally when I entered into the Walmart.com group they have on Facebook for people exclusively who are on their platform, I'm sitting there talking to people who took years to get their application through. And mine was approved within 7 days. And I can tell you that me and my husband was on the way to Walmart. I had a bottle of oil in my car. And I said, you know what? I'm going to put it on the shelf. And I'm going to see if they call me if somebody tries to buy it.
Wow.
And I left it there and went home. And then I got an email because COVID just started. So they said that we would have to shut down. So all I could think of, okay, it's time to find different sales channels for my product.
Wow.
And right at the initiation of COVID, the beginning of March, K Good Collection was added to their roster. And that to me was like, it was an aha moment, because I never in my wildest dreams would I ever think that something with my name on it is being distributed across the United States. that
Wow.
people are being blessed by something that is made by the works of my hands. It is amazing to me every day. Every time I get that little ching ching on Shopify, I mean, I literally said a whole Doug's here because it's like, wow, I never even this was not what my expectation was. All I wanted to do was just do something legal so I didn't go back to prison.
Right. Well, tell us quickly, what kind of hair supplies do you have? Is it just hair supplies that you?
Right now it is. I actually do have clothing, but I pulled it off of my website because I want to focus on K Goody collection right now. And
Okay.
until I can put my name on the inside of those collars and those shirts, I'm no longer going to be pushing somebody else's initiative. It's important for
Okay.
us to be represented in all sectors, and vertical leverage is very important for me and my brand. So the hair products that I have are all moisture-based products because I know as natural hair women, that is the hugest discrepancy that we have: moisture and a good wash day. So I
Mhm.
tackled those two biggest problems that I found with all of my customers. I do have a client base exceeding 500 clients. So I asked questions and wanted to know what are your biggest concerns, and all of them said moisture and net
Mhm.
wash day. So we started with a moisture product, and that would be our quenching oil, which is our best seller. I can say it very clearly. Any reviews that you see on my website or posted, these are verifiable customers. I do not pay celebrities. I do not pay for endorsements. I do not pay for marketing. All of my products are sold through organic word of mouth advertising. I just now this year tried to take advantage of Facebook Marketplace because I was awarded the Facebook Minority Grant, and they gave me a marketing team that got my ads account.
Okay.
They got suspended, so I still don't even have the liberty to pay for advertisement. So if you see something about paid cookie collections because somebody else shared it, or it's just
Awesome.
organic word of mouth, and it's crazy to me because I ship products all the way to Amsterdam.
Oh,
How did they
wow.
hear about Big Goody? I don't know. But that's just how fast the word spread for me. So we have the quenching oil, which was that's what's circulating all over the world. And I have quenching cream, which is more or less something that you want to use to detangle or for twist out and things of that nature. Then I went ahead and took the wash day and created a wash and rejuvenation route, and that is our growth kick butt, or that is the equivalent to hair crack. Immediately, once you use it, within a couple of weeks, you're going to definitely see positive growth. When I
Okay.
tell you I have women that really get mad and yell at me because they hair style grew out too fast after doing the treatment. So then we moved on, and I actually have a herbal leave-in. So it's just actual, real organic herbs, a blend that I mix together of herbs that our ancestors in Africa have been using for centuries. I took
Okay.
this recipe from studies that I did. Started with National Geographic and learned about the Emu tribe and how they live, not only with their diet, but also what are they doing for their women. Because the hair with these women in Africa, regardless of the fact whether they're in the indigenous parts or they're in the actual city zones, the porosity of their hair is much different than what we have here in the westernized culture. And it's
Right.
not because they have something different in their DNA, it's because, for one, the water quality,
Mhm.
and also the availability of the ingredients. And they, for a long time, have always had a standard as to what is allowed to be sold to their consumers. Whereas here in the United States, it wasn't until 2019 that the FDA started regulating hair care. People don't pay attention to that. This is the reason why you've been able to buy products that contain things like formaldehyde
Wow.
and other dangerous ingredients that have cause us cancer, that cause us alopecia, that cause us hair loss, that causes tumors, skin ailments. All of these things are being sold to us as normal everyday products, and more people are invested in the look than they are of the health. And
Right.
that's not my thing. I'm all health. Everything is organic, and I'm a convicted felon. They're not selling me no illegal shit to put in my product. Excuse me. So my options are limited. So, and I always wanted to make sure that I didn't private label anything because I want to control the quality of what I'm sending out in those bottles.
Okay.
And in fact, after the first 2 years, we did get approached by a large pharmaceutical company to buy me out, and they offered me a very large sum, and I refused because I
Wow.
know the first thing that they wanted to do was take me into a large warehouse and allow my formulas to be manufactured by somebody else.
Yeah,
Not going to happen.
that's good.
My goal is to open up the warehouse and everything to be black owned, and the warehouse is only going to be staffed by inmates. within the work release program. So I've already started working with some people who work within work release in Central Florida area. So once I get my building, then I can start to hire them and facilitate their program. So that way they have something to go into and also create some type of trade. Because now they're coming out of the skills. So if they don't want to keep working for me, they can open up their own company. I've also transitioned into offering my products with white label. So if I have somebody out there and you want to offer your own hair growth oil with your sticker on it, you can use my formula, put your sticker on it, and I will sell it to you at a low cost.
Wow,
I
that's
made
awesome.
sure at the beginning. Well, I use Dope Boy Room Queen. My products are so low that I can sell it for $3.12 a piece, and I'm still making a good profit.
We might
You
have to
understand what I'm
connect.
saying? Because I know how it is to flip a brick, where a lot of people think that you should be able to sell a bottle of conditioner for $35 and a customer should appreciate it. No. No.
I love her, man.
At the end of the day, the large majority of the Black community is not wealthy. They live on fixed income. And they cannot choose between having a healthy scalp or paying a light bill.
Yeah.
So I will not be a part of that culture. I provide the hair for all of my clients when I install it. I do everything. So all you have to do is show up. The goal is to change the narrative. These are the qualities of service that they're getting in Fantastic Sam. Yes. And those women in there are cutting hair for $10 a pop and all driving around in Maserati. So there's obviously something wrong with what we're doing in the Black community.
True.
Yeah.
And there has to be some type of narrative where we communicate with each other and make sure that there's a higher standard to the service that we're giving to our customers. It's our job as professionals to educate them. And if you're not educated and working with the hair type, turn the money down and send them to somebody else who is.
Absolutely.
Because you're doing them a disservice and you're not thinking about it. Nobody wants to walk around being a bald head old lady. And it's your job to make sure that doesn't happen.
Absolutely. So tell us where do we find the K collections? Where are we going to find that at? Tell us again where we find it.
You can find K Goody Collection products on kgoodycollection.com. That's K Goody 2Ks right here behind me. You can find it also on walmart.com. And we just signed on with fantastic.com, which is a large international platform. We are one of the first handcrafted Black-owned brands for them to take on. So you can find us there too. We're also available on eBay. I mean, girl, all you got to do is Google K Goody and it's going to pop up. Listen, I am branded.
All right.
I love her. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to bring you. No, I'm going to pull you back in. Hold on. We have to bring you back because.
Of course, anytime.
We got to bring you back because I got text messages from friends that may know you or friends of friends that know you. Yana hit me up like, yo, my girl, I told you, you've been plugged in so many ways. You just don't even know. It was meant for you to speak. We got daughters that is in the business.
Sharon, I think it's your daughter's godmother. She's
absolutely. Yes.
That was so crazy. That's why I was like, and you put in the chat, I was like, look at God. You are an amazing connection.
Yeah.
We want to stick with you. Lady D always jacking the guests and becoming their sisters. And
I'm saying.
I was texting K Goody the other day, so I'm going to bring Tank, Blackstreet. I'm bringing all my people. I'm going to exit her out of here. Listen, you've just been plugged on the Swag in the Morning. Queen, stand by. We're going to come back to you and get some information from you. Well, we'll figure out. Lady in the chat, she got to get your information. She hitting me, kicking me under the table. We love you to life, and there's nothing you can do about it but love us back. In the process of loving us back, know and understand that you have to love yourself, which we already know. You ain't giving nobody your happiness. Ladies and gentlemen, K Goody, she just got plugged. It's the world's famous. Yeah, I said it in my Mr. Magic's voice. It's the world famous Swag in the Morning. And if I don't say we're world famous, you sure he ain't going to say it. Yeah, I said it ain't. I'm one of Mr. Clark 300. That was K Goody Designs. Awesome. K Goody Collection. She the bomb.
She's the bomb.
Say what?
And she said I can call her.
Lady, you been jacking all the guests. We were famous. Until next week, guys. We'll see you there. We got a guest that's popping up. After next week, it's gonna be us. And I'm thinking we should bring Kate. We should bring her back in the off celebrity interview week. Mm-hmm. And we bring her in and let her plug some more. Plug. The other, my man, Chef York, was unable to come in because of the time. I'm going to bring him back.
Okay.
Hope Naj, the plug, will be back because that stuff she does. It's not what I do.
Nas does this, right?
Yeah, we got to bring Kay Giddy back and put her books in the Swag Book Club. We got to do that.
All right.
Reach out to Ayana, get her size for her shirt. I'd rather her wear the swag shirt. This is powered by RecklessShop.com. Mario D, my brother. Listen, Reckless Apparel, off the chain. That's my brother. And I got to say, this was a good show.
Absolutely.
Alysia Powell. Alysia Joy Powell.
Yes.
Judas the Black Messiah.
Black Messiah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm super sold out. And your interview with me was amazing. I'm just really, you got your skills up, lady.
I'm smart.
All right. We got JJ Fad coming in. Supersonic. That ain't the beat. Supersonic. And then we're going to bring Latasha from Escape. She's doing some family stuff. And then they got the Versus thing with SWV.
Right.
We pushed her date back. And then we got some stuff. I got some surprises. Some real surprises for you.
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
You're going to be shocked when I start bringing Tank. Oh, I can't bring Tank in here. You start acting up. Ladies and gentlemen, till next week.
In the morning, wake up 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 in the morning, the swag in the morning, the swag in the morning.
Say with amazing grace.
It's us in the morning with the swag in the morning.
Say with amazing grace.
The swag in the morning, swag in the morning,
Swag in the morning time.